An absolutely extraordinary day here, seeing Paul Manafort in the early hours of the morning, going into that FBI field office here in Washington to give himself up for arrest. Him and his business partner were then in court, and then they pleaded not guilty to these series of charges against them. And of course, they're both now under house arrest as we speak. Now, of course, the Trump administration have been very keen to point out that these charges against these two men don't relate to any sort of collusion between Russia and the Trump campaign, that they relate to activities which really were going on largely before Paul Manafort even joined the Trump campaign as its campaign chairman. But really what this does give us a sense of is the structure going forward of what Robert Mueller's investigation is actually going to look like. There was some speculation about whether he would conduct his entire investigation, get all his evidence in a nice, neat row, and then start bringing out indictments, bringing out charges, perhaps in 6 months' time or something like that. What we're seeing is that Robert Mueller is prepared to investigate things, to interview people, and then start bringing indictments, start bringing charges, and actually making arrests on a sort of rolling basis. So what we could see, and what many legal analysts here in the US Capitol are saying, is that this could really be just the first of a series of arrests that could get tighter and tighter towards the White House and towards Donald Trump.
Tony Podesta, a Democratic lobbyist, is also under investigation. Give us the latest on that, Giles.
That's right. Tony Podesta is the brother of John Podesta, who ran Hillary Clinton's 2016 presidential campaign. According to media reports, he is also under the scrutiny of Robert Mueller's investigation. He runs a lobbying firm called the Podesta Group. And we understand that the Podesta Group was essentially working with Paul Manafort and Rick Gates, his business partner, representing the Ukrainian government in 2012 to 2014, that work is what a lot of these charges that have been brought against Paul Manafort and Rick Gates actually sort of refer to. Now, Tony Podesta has actually, in the last few hours, we understand, resigned from his own firm due to the fact that media reports are saying that he is now under the scrutiny of the Mueller investigation. And really what that will do is add to this narrative that the White House have been trying to put out ever since these reports emerged on Friday about Robert Mueller moving forward with actual charges in his investigation. That's them saying that really the only collusion between Russia and a political campaign that went on during that 2016 election was between the Democrats rather than the Republicans. So that will certainly add fuel to that fire. We saw Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the White House press secretary, really repeating that assertion in her press briefing a little bit earlier on.